the very first time I've ever interviewed somebody with this title, Chief Revolutionary Thinker. I think that sounds like a great title. With us now is Tim. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I guess when you make up your own title, you can call yourself whatever you want, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going with that one. I'm taking that one.
Yeah, right. I'll let you borrow it.
RevThink.
RevThink, yep.
RevThink is a company that you started when?
Oh, I started about 12 years ago, actually. It came out of my work in film and TV production that I started in the 90s. And then my friends needed help. So it really started with being a freelance problem solver.
Now, I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, and you hail from?
Denver, Colorado. Midwest, that's
Midwest.
right.
So I went East Coast, you went West Coast.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, because a lot of times in our industry, yes, you can make it big in the center of the United States, but a lot of the work that we do happens on the coast.
That's it.
So you were there during early days of technology, which opened up some doors for you.
So true. I literally went door to door when I first got my job. I parked downtown Burbank and I walked up and down Burbank Boulevard until somebody gave me a job, and that was at Dick Clark Productions. And I worked on the American Music Awards within the first 2 weeks of arriving in Los Angeles and doing my thing.
What was your opening line? Did you sing or dance? Did you like?
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, I was reading a book from George Burns, and he did a line when he walked into his agent's office once and said, "I could do that job." So I walked into one guy's office and he was hanging up the phone, and I said, "I could do that job." And he looked at me and said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Tim, I'm from the mailroom, and I could do that job."
Beautiful.
And he gave me the job on the American Music Awards.
Congratulations.
Right. Isn't that pretty fun?
Then you worked on the Oscars. You've worked on a lot of different award shows.
The same crew of people went from the American Music Awards to the Emmys to the Oscars. I did that for about 2.5 years. And then a friend of mine gave me a position at a small visual effects house. And there was a group of people in a closet making main titles for films. So the first job I worked on was Braveheart visual effects, and I did the opening credits for Braveheart. That same group of people, a year and a half later, did the opening credits for the movie Seven, and all of our careers changed.
Do you remember the software program that you used when you did that? Back
for
then?
Seven, we were actually just using an Avid to edit, but that was probably as digital as we got. Everything else was shot on film. 26 miles of film it took to shoot those titles and those forms.
Wow.
They were cut down to form frame edits in negative, which was a physical feat in and of itself. And it was a very physical process, opticals and everything. But the technology was then changing, and when the world was coming at us, because we were working with some of the A-list directors, we were doing football stadiums, we were doing Times Square buildings, technology was hitting us in the face, and somebody had to solve the problems, and that was me. I wanted to jump in there and do the solve.
You said, "I think I could figure this out."
I loved it. I so loved it.
So now what are you heading up? Because I know one of the things that your RevThink is known for is helping creatives like me and other brands kind of navigate the business of creativity.
Well, so I started RevThink really just helping people get through their projects.
Okay.
But about 4 years into it, I met a man who was probably he spent 65 years old, a good part of his career at ABC, and wanted to start a production company and really had nothing to start with, even though he had lived a career in the industry. And I started realizing that there's something more to this if you're going to live out a career than just doing a series of jobs. So RevThink about 8 years ago really got started into this process of what I call the 4 stages of a creative career.
Okay.
And our hope is to help creative business owners or creatives navigate that career in a way that they could finish well.
So the first one, and I know you said it's the person that's actually doing.
Yeah, the artist stage is the first stage, which is, you and I know that very well. The second stage is the auteur, and the way I explain auteur is other people do the work and you get credit for it. So a business owner or a celebrity of some sort. The third stage, which is I believe you and I have kind of compared notes, and the one you're in is the curator stage. And that's when you start really developing a community of people around you. So you start depending on them, and it's when you give away more than you take.
Okay.
And it's kind of the way the economy works. But that last stage is the one we're doing our entire career, and it's the collector. It's the one after it's all done, exactly
right. Going for that. I'm going for the collector.
We got to aim for it. It's knowing what you contributed and contributing throughout your entire career. So when you get towards the end, that influence that you've gained and those relationships and responsibilities and experiences you've built up all have something you can rely on. And with RevThink, that's what we're doing. We've, besides help people with their business, the auteur stage, it's really developing those events, those private one-on-one dinners or small group dinners, And we're even helping the country of Moldova develop the industry within Moldova. So a lot of opportunity to just give back and grow and develop in your own personal way. That's what our goal is.
Excellent. And before we wrap, do you mind if I share with our audience how RevThink got its name?
Sure,
because
absolutely.
You went to seminary.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to the seminary, and you have 5 wonderful boys, a beautiful wife,
Yep.
and you're living the full, glorious experience of life that it is.
Yeah, I love it.
But you went to the seminary, so you're at the heart, at the core of who you are. You really love helping others.
Well, that's it. So, it was 8 great years of this really high profile, very cool project, Live in Life. And I realized there was something more to do in life than just that. So when I quit and I went to seminary, RevThink came out of those same years. And the long name of the company is Revolution Thinking. We short it to RevThink, but I also put that in there to mean Rev, like Reverend, RevThink. So I love it. And there really is a thought of all us Rev thinkers that we know that life is something you have to live, and it's something you have to give back to. It's something you must have gratitude towards. And we want to just share that and develop that as much as we can. And creative people are beautiful people. The world needs them, and they need support. So we want to be there to support them.
Can't wait for our journey to continue together.
Let's do it.
It's going to be so fantastic.
It's so great to spend this time with you already.
Thank you so much. So it's the first time, but not the last time, you'll be seeing Tim on The Donna Drake Show. Let's all live it up together. Stay tuned for our next guest.